with B-Bad and Brandon.
We didn't even count down for that one.
We were in unison.
We are. We're a kindred... No, we're not kindred spirits. We've fused together as one.
Yeah, we're one.
We are one.
Yes, 100%.
Welcome back to episode 17?
Yeah.
17 of the Platform Podcast. We are your hosts, Brandon Greco and...
Johnny B-Bad.
And we are welcomed by very, very special guest, Matthew Stenzel.
Hey.
Yay!
Don't you turn it off, you clap too loud.
I'll turn it off.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. That was really bad.
I was like, wait,
I thought it was like a clap light where you turn it on and you turn it off.
Oh.
All right, that was a good start. Should we start again?
That's good podcasting.
That is... Wow, okay.
Best start we've had.
That was better than Polly's shout out. Polly. Oh, wait, no.
What?
The question.
Oh, yeah. Big question.
Yeah.
You've listened to the podcast. You surely know what's
You
coming.
know the question.
I actually haven't listened to a lot since Ricky's one. I think it was like your third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're deep into it now.
I mean...
Here comes the big
you're supposed
question.
to lie and
Yeah,
say...
I've listened to all of them. They're amazing.
I'm really honest. I plan to get around to it during this break.
Yes. Okay. 21 words, who you are and what you do. Every single word is counted.
Every sound is counted.
Every
Like,
sound is counted.
farts.
Farts as well. And go.
Matt Stenzel, massage therapist, powerlifter, read books, love my dog, love my wife.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, I'm done. Bro, I truncated that too much.
You actually did pretty well. I mean, you're a business owner.
Oh, that, yeah. Not right now. It's kind of
Yeah.
out of my mind.
No one is right now.
Yeah.
That was actually not too bad, though.
Yeah?
You covered most of your bases.
That's most of it. Missed metal detector.
Yeah, you know he has a metal detector?
Really?
I used to. I
What
got
do,
rid of
what
it.
do you look for?
It broke.
Metal.
Man, mostly just metal things, to be honest.
Because I got one too.
Do you actually?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, sick. What kind?
Gold.
Oh, I don't have a gold one. I've got one of the regular, like, park hunting ones. Oh. I got real into it.
Oh, because I'm hard into gold mining.
Like, for real?
Yeah, I used to spend some serious time on gold mining.
Yeah.
If you're keen to come, let me know. I need gold mining buddies.
I'm real keen.
Yeah, I got a Yeah, you ready? Me and Buddha have a sluice box.
You do?
Yeah, 100%.
That's sick.
Yeah, I've got when I was cleaning up the
I'm sorry.
the cave,
I'm still
my
laughing
man
at
cave.
What do you look for? Mostly metal things.
Dude, I was happy if I found, like, the tab of a Coke can.
Yes.
Like, because mine was real bad. Maddie got me one for Christmas, and it was the best Christmas ever. But its depth that it perceived was only, like, a few inches. Oh. And so I would, like, go around. She put her ring on the ground, and I couldn't find it. So I was, like, ready to dive into this wholeheartedly. I joined the Brisbane Metal Detecting Club. They meet on the last Thursday of every month at the Wooloowin Scouts Hall.
Yes.
And when I went there, I was the youngest person. There was like 4 death notices before they started the meeting. It was bad. Everyone was like 80 plus. It was really sad. And I went a few times and I didn't go back because I got over it because my thing broke and it couldn't detect anything. And everyone's bringing home like mad rings and old coins and like a weird gun and stuff. And I got like,
Really?
yeah, I got these Coke can tabs today. Yeah.
Where would you go with it?
Oh, mostly just places at night, like local parks and stuff. I dug up our backyard. We used to have a daycare
This is the
at home.
best podcast
Yeah.
already.
And like Maddie ran family daycare, and I dug up our backyard so bad, like one of the kids like tripped over in the hole, and that was when I got banned. I wasn't allowed to do anything there anymore. He didn't get hurt very bad, but it was my fault, 100%. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then I started going out to like local parks and stuff, and I looked super weird because I was there really late because I felt really ashamed of what I was doing.
And embarrassed.
Yeah, and I'm allergic to mosquitoes, so it was real bad. Every time I went out, I would come back just destroyed and with no treasure.
Nothing.
No treasure ever. I never found anything.
Damn. You didn't keep any of your Coke lids?
Sometimes you'd find a really dirty coin and you'd be like, this is going to be old as fuck. And then you'd see like, it's like 2007. I'm like, this is shit.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, man, we can do some serious gold mining if you can.
I'm keen, man.
Yeah.
I'm really keen.
This was 100% not the direction I thought the podcast would go at the start.
Yeah, it's been a weird few weeks, man. I'm in a weird place.
That's okay.
Might be time to get back on them forums.
It could be, man. I'm still on all the Facebook groups. There's a lot.
A lot of like metal detector.
Yeah, dude,
groups.
there's a podcast called Hardcore Metal Detecting. I listen to it a lot, even still.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like it's just watching you explain. Then you had a little kid. You actually, Okay.
All right.
Whew. Should we start again?
Yeah, that's a good
Nah,
start.
that was a great start. Whew. Okay. I'm going to compose myself. Let's start with your powerlifting career.
All right.
When did you begin lifting?
I'm not sure. I think it was around 2005 or so.
And how old were
maybe
you then?
2004. I was about 15, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chasing gains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just out of high school or?
Yeah, I was in high school. Like the whole story goes, I was in school, weirdly, no one would believe this. I was a really angry kid and I got suspended a lot. And I got in a couple of big fights at school and I got suspended. And my mum, she kicked me off the bus. She made up that I got kicked off the bus, so I had to ride my bike. And she really wanted me to find something to do that was going to give me an outlet. So I joined this martial arts thing. Did that for a while, but that was a really bad choice because I got in fights all the time. And so I retained none of those skills, just so you know. But it didn't help the situation. And then so she's like, well, what else can we do? And she got me into powerlifting with Ron Birch, who was a cleaner
legend himself.
at Ballina Fair, where my family had a business.
No way.
And so he was right next to my school. So I'd ride to school, drop in there. He'd PT me every day
Sick.
for nothing. It was $5 a week. And then I'd ride my bike home, and that's how I started. And it was just a nice atmosphere where, back then, it was such a small thing. There was 4 dudes who did it regularly. The rest of them were just local, footy players.
Yeah.
But the guys who did powerlifting, they would compete. And when we competed, we loaded each other's bars and stuff. There was no spotters or anything like that.
Awesome.
We had our own fed called OPO.
That's right.
What does
There
OPO
wasn't there?
stand for?
Oceania Powerlifting Organization. So funny because Oceania you'd be like, this is for real. Yeah, and then I realized it's not big.
Well, 'cause those comps were just there, weren't they?
Sometimes we did it at Damon Hayhow came to a few of them.
Oh, wow.
And when he came to the big ones, it was the nationals, and we did it at Ballina High basketball court or something.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a good time back
Old
then.
Ron Birch. He's
He's
still
still
cracking
lifting.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah,
your deadlift
he
comp,
did the
didn't
daddy comp, yeah.
Yeah, what did he pull? 200?
No, mid-hundies,
Yeah, it
maybe?
was 140, but he crushed it. He's still he just hunts
He's
records.
a weapon, yeah.
He'll just do what it takes to get a record. And
He's-
the older he gets, the more records there always are.
Yeah, I feel
exactly.
like for the listeners, we kind of need to really emphasize this guy is ancient.
Yeah.
He's mid-70s, isn't he?
Oh man, I think he might even be nearly 80 now. Because when
Yeah.
I met him, he was 65.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's nearly 15 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he was 65 or whether he was a little bit younger, but he'd be really close to 80, if not 80.
I
Yeah,
did my
wow.
first 3 lift with Ron Birch in the same fight, Queensland States.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's Ron Birch. I'm like,
Who dat?
who?
Who's that old guy?
Yeah, who's that really old guy still?
He's such a legend. And if you ever get a chance to talk to him, he's funny too. He's sharp. He's really, really clever.
Shit.
Yeah, because he was at your wedding.
Yeah.
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 Seeing him all in a suit, that's adorable.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. I gave him a shout out at the wedding in my speech.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, none of I met Maddie at the gym. All
Yeah.
my friends are from the gym. My career is central around powerlifting as well. If it wasn't for Ron and my mom, I guess, getting me involved, I never would have, my whole life would be completely different. Yeah.
Wow.
We wouldn't be having this podcast.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
weird
people
thought.
like just metal detecting, probably.
Probably not, man. Who knows? Probably in some jail for soft people.
For soft people?
Yeah. People who can't actually fight but think that they can.
Do you remember any numbers that you lifted in first comps or anything like
I
that? back
don't
then?
remember any of my first comps because I used to bomb all the time.
Oh, wow.
Because I did equipped. I jumped straight to equipped and I never had, there was no raw then.
Yeah.
And so, you would just get in a suit and it's just like a roll of the dice where you get it or not. I used to open on my third because I was like, well, I got 3 chances. Yes. And, but I remember the very first time I benched, I got 77.5. And I remember that because that was my body weight. No, that was the first time I walked in the gym raw.
Yeah.
I deadlifted 90 and I squatted 90. No, I deadlifted 110 and I deadlifted 90. Sorry, squatted 90.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
But I can't remember any of my comps,
Yeah.
at all. Until I did GPC Nationals in 2012 was the first comp I can remember the numbers because before that, it was all about getting on the board at the gym. That's all I cared about. So even if I bombed, but I got my bench, if I
Yep.
bombed deadlifts and I got my benches, it still went on the board. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, who cares about totals and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess back then there was no one to beat and no one to lose to.
Yeah.
So you just didn't
Because
care.
you were really in it at the very beginning, before it even was even...
Well, after the good time and before this good time. I started in that lull when really Capo kept it alive. There was nothing else really. IPF was so little back then. Yeah.
So you did GPC Nats 2012. That was
yeah.
in...
Sunny Coast.
Yep. And who was coaching at that time?
I'd say Ron. I didn't really have a coach
Yeah.
back then.
Do you remember your numbers?
At that comp, I squatted 225. I did that with wraps. The first time I'd ever wrapped. Like, even in a suit, I used to not wrap.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you just wore the suit. And so I wrapped and didn't use the suit. And I think I benched 160 and I deadlifted 272.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That'll work.
Yeah.
pretty good.
And that was all raw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What would you have weighed? Like 90 or something?
I was in the... Man, I think I didn't really understand weight classes either.
Yeah.
Because, again, like, you're just trying to do what you got to do. And so I weighed in and... Oh, that's right. This competition was in ages. So it was like all the juniors fight it out on gloss age correction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone else. So I ended up coming third, and I think I lost because I didn't bother like losing any weight. And the guy who beat me, he was like a little bit younger and a little bit lighter.
Yep.
And I think I weighed like 93, something like that.
Yeah.
So when did, like, through all this, were you serious about powerlifting?
Yeah, man, it was like definitely my only thing. Like at that time, I was already doing massage for work, and that was because I wanted to do stuff with powerlifters.
Yep.
And figure out why I kept getting injured and why injuries happened for lifting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was it was everything. I just didn't care for the rules. Like I guess I'm still the same. I still love the gym.
Yeah.
Like competing to me is like, I don't love competition so much. I just like training. And the gym is just an expression of what I did in training. Sorry, comps are an expression of what I did in training. More than a chance to like come first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when did that... you say you're the same, but obviously now you're at a very elite level. When did you start really going, oh, I can really push this and have more of an impact?
I think I'd say things changed for me when I moved to Brisbane. That's for sure. And because I moved up like 6 weeks after the competition in Sunny Coast, because at that time I had no idea there was anyone who was lifting who was my age.
Yeah.
Like, and so I came to this comp and I was like, fuck, I think there was 90 something people at that comp.
Oof.
And the most I've ever been to was like an 8-person comp.
Fuck.
Yeah, right.
And so I came to the nationals and I met Scott, and I remember Jackson Murray and Zach Turner and Emab was there, and Scott even was lifting huge. A couple other guys who are gone now, Reese Firmish and Kelly. I can't remember Kelly's last name. Thomas was there. First time I ever met Thomas Lilly.
Yep.
Jamie Christensen.
Huh.
Nat Hodges.
Shit.
These guys were all people who I kind of met. Well, not Nat, but most people I met there at that time who have been huge in the game and are gone now. Yeah, I think that's when it changed for me, because I noticed so many people who were my age who were like fucking killing it and were serious about it as well. I was like, oh, this is okay. Like I can do this.
Yeah.
So I moved up, and then being around people who were stronger than me, who I was not expecting to be stronger than me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I was arrogant, but I was real blind. I honestly thought I was the strongest kid in the world.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
'cause I
Scott
didn't-
told us.
Dude, I didn't have... Oh, that was different. That was later. Had a resurgence.
We want to hear a rebuttal later on to all of Scott's stories.
Oh, man, I embrace them. It's exactly how it happened. Yeah. He was completely factual.
So you move up to Brisbane and then you start training. You were at Valhalla or PTC back then?
Yeah. Well, first, I just trained at Fitness First, because before I knew about PTC Brisbane, I'd moved up to do my course, my massage course, and I was training at Fitness First. And people had mentioned this place, PTC Brisbane. And this was before the Nationals. And I was like, at that time, there was a lot of I thought it was another federation that was going to be shit. I thought it was going to be IPF, because I knew that in Brisbane there was an IPF fed.
Yeah.
Like a kind of a feeling about it here, or a presence. And like Ron is super anti-IPF, or was back in those days. And I think most people kind of have some issue with IPF. They've been around long enough. And so I didn't go, stupidly, because I was like, I bet it's that. And I know they won't let me lift with them because they hate Ron.
Yeah.
Because there was some old history with all that kind of stuff. Or they'll hate me because I use knee wraps or something.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go. And then when I finally came back after Nationals, obviously I went straight to PTC Brisbane, and I trained there straight away. Yeah.
You're sick.
Yeah.
What was that like training there, coming out of Ron's
dude.
into that?
Coming from Ron's, man, Ron's was so good. We did the same training session, all the guys did the same training session every week, and we'd meet up 4 times a week and do it. But it was West Side.
Oh, wow.
And so it was a
Sick.
huge shift for me in training to go from max effort, rep days and speed days to just back then we just did Shaco basically.
Yep.
And that was really hard for me to go to doing like all these reps and stuff. Like, I think my work capacity wasn't there. I didn't understand like not using suits and stuff. It was really fucking hard for me to do all that work because coming out of equip lifting, you just don't hit that kind of volume because you can't, or you'll just tear yourself up. Or at least I wasn't smart enough to figure out how when I was younger.
Yeah.
So coming in and doing all that Shaco work and working into like CMS preps and stuff, which get huge volume, sometimes 3 bench days a week, with pretty big numbers, it was hard. But it was cool because everyone was doing it and I was watching. Like I remember watching my first 300 squat there by one of the guys. I think Ricky would have done it first, and then it was like Zach and Jackson. And it was like, holy shit, this is possible by people who I know, like actual people.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool to see like it pay off.
It's just weird, like you're in the position so many people would be in now. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Like you've beyond that. Like, you know, there's people come up to me in the gym, they watch someone like Luke squat.
Yeah.
Like Kane was a perfect example. The first time you saw Luke squat like 400, he's like, wow, that's possible. And it's like, it's just so, obviously we know where you are now. So to see that kind of,
it's weird to even like, I know that I would be that to myself. Like if I could have watched myself training now, I'd be like, holy shit, that's crazy. But it's still you, and all our friends are these people who we all look up to. Like we all know that they're just grinding hard every day. It's not easy. Like, you know,
we've all gone through the process of trying to add kilos to our
I
squat.
really feel like not much changes. Like you get stronger and you've got, I guess mistakes cost you more, like when you're stronger, but it's the same process for everybody, no matter where you're at. Yeah.
Absolutely. And did you, for coaching wise, once you got into PTC Brisbane, were you doing your own sort of thing, or what
I was really influenced by Alex Zerber for a long time.
Yes.
And he got me through like Pro Raw 6 and 7.
Yeah.
No, Pro Raw 6, and then Pro Raw 7. One of my friends, Michael Vagotis, did a program for me because Alex stopped kind of doing anything with powerlifting at that time, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know what to do. Like I've been doing this for a long time. Turns out I had no idea about progression. Like I had no program ever. I would just come in and do stuff, and then every week try and do a bit more. And I know that sounds like the right thing, but you do need more structure, obviously.
Yeah.
And I always started too high because I came from Westside and I just wanted to go heavy. It's like, well, if I start at 280, well, then I end on 340.
Infinity.
It doesn't matter that you can't do 280 already. And so I would go through these cycles of like come in, start way too high, get demotivated, and then, you know, do a couple of shit weeks, maybe get hurt, start again. And then you come into a comp, and always for me it was like, oh, I didn't train for this comp very well because I was injured. But now I realize, oh, I caused all those injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after Michael got me through Pro Raw 7, which I won, which was awesome. And I made massive progress that time. Then after that, I opened Axiom. And that really put a halt on stuff. Just doing big hours and being stressed. And like I used to be in the gym, because I worked in the gym, I would just come downstairs, train. I could be there till like 11 o'clock. It didn't matter. I would just get my session done and it wouldn't matter. And Scott was always there at that time too, but he kind of started stepping back then and not being as present, like because he had another business to run and he had his daughter and stuff.
That's right.
So there was no spotters. So I suddenly was like, fuck, I have to get shit done in the time that's needed. And I just couldn't manage it. So I was like gym hopping, trying to go wherever I could to be with someone who could spot me and stuff. And I'd be really dynamic and put all like work stuff first, which was necessary at the time. So I couldn't even commit to like, oh, I'll squat at 5. Like I'll be there around, you know, whatever. And most of the time people will be already done. So I was that arsehole who'd come in when everyone's already up to like 240. And I'm like, hey, can I jump in on the bar? And so lifting went backwards for a while.
And then you did Pro Raw, you missed Pro Raw 8?
Missed Pro Raw 8. I did Pro Raw 9.
That's right.
And I went backwards from that. I wasn't ready. That was the one where I was like, okay, I wanted to do it again, but the capacity wasn't there and structure with work wasn't there. I didn't have, we didn't have any protocols in about like how I can not do all those hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that when you started coaching with Thomas?
No.
That's pretty recent.
It's pretty recent, man. Yeah. And Thomas, he always asked me like, do you want me to help you out? And I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like I don't need help. Like, look how far I got on my own. And I look back now, I'm like, I got nowhere on my own. I had like, every time I did well, it's because someone else helped me. So when I finally gave into it, I got huge results again. Yeah. So that was a good move.
Did you do Pro Raw 10?
I skipped Pro Raw 10 and then I did Pro Raw 11.
Yes, that's correct.
which was last year.
That's right. I'm trying to work it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to do this year, and then I was training for it.
But you came back from Bali.
Came back from Bali and got wrecked. Yeah. Yeah. And we had a really bad start to the year too. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. We had a bunch of funerals in our family within like 4 weeks. And I was like, I just need to be with family now. Yeah. And then all this happened.
Yeah.
So I might still do Pro World 12.
Yes.
Pro World 12 will get its... Sorry. Pro World 12 will get its day.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be there.
Or if Warriors go ahead, I know the qualifying total is 900. But do you think if it's on the cards, will you do it?
Well, that was what I was aiming for this year. I was going to do a comp on June 7th to qualify for the Warriors comp.
Yep.
Because I really felt like I could have done that in my last comp last year. But I just couldn't put it together. So I was planning on
882.
Yeah, 882, and I missed my second and third deadlift. Sucked. But then I pulled like 2.5 kilos more like 3 days later. I was pretty mad at myself.
The fuck?
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to do it, but man, I can't see myself being ready. Like I don't have access to much equipment.
Yeah.
Like, and I need spotters. Like I need a mono especially. I just can't walk out those weights.
No.
If I try, I just know I'll hurt my shoulders, and then I won't be able to bench as well. And
yep.
Yeah.
It's a compounding effect from that one thing.
So what I've been doing is just trying to do as much as I can with limited equipment that's not going to be detrimental to me in the long run. You know, working on little things that are going to pay off later. There's time to get strong, but now I think I'll just work on some conditioning and positional stuff.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people like you can use this time to fucking work on your mobility, your stability stuff. Like you don't need much stuff for that.
Yeah, I never get it. Like my job is completely protracted in my shoulders, so this is an opportunity for me to even myself out because I can't work. So might as well. Like I'm doing a lot of stuff every day, trying to make my shoulders look better, feel better.
You look good.
I feel good. Like I've still been doing a fair bit of training. My dog is sick of walking. Yeah.
That's another thing you didn't mention in your 21 words.
My pup.
Yeah.
No, you did.
Didn't
I? Yeah, you said your dog.
Did I?
Yeah, dog
sure
then wife.
Oh, dog then wife?
Yeah, bro.
We have an
Actually,
audio.
Maddie would approve. She'd be fine.
If not, just let us know, and Niall will just we got you. Okay, so you're one of the most like I would say emotionally intelligent people.
Maddie would disagree.
How did you develop that? How did you develop the ability as a powerlifter, which is a very like you focused sport, and I find like a lot of people look to blame another person. How did you develop the insight to go, maybe it was me? I
think because I tried it and it didn't help. Like I went through the stages of blaming like external factors. Like after Pro Roll 6, at Pro Roll 6, I was really hurt leading into that, and I was injured, and this is one of those times where I wasn't accepting yet that it was my fault. I was like, I'm injured. Injury happened to me. And I missed my second and third deadlift because I dropped them, but I was really, really rounded out. There was no way I was going to get it. And I got a really like slow down call I perceived at the time on my third deadlift. And if I got it, I would have won. But I didn't get the down call that I needed, and I put it down before it kind of fell out of my hands. And I fucking threw my belt nearly through a wall. I was going to go out there. Scott stopped me from like having words with this head ref at a fucking pro roll. So I have tried being the victim about it, and it didn't help. Like I didn't get any stronger from that. Eventually I was like, well, like this is a one-man sport. As much as it's a team sport, you have to take responsibility for it. Like if you're not recovering, well then it's probably because you've been eating like shit, and at the very end you weren't eating enough, trying to make up for the fact you ate like crap the whole time. And then you were getting injured because you weren't eating any food. Or if you didn't do the volume at the beginning, then you can't be mad that your position sucks at the end. So I guess I tried being unaccountable and it just didn't help. So being around long enough, all I've ever known is lifting. It's the only thing that's ever really made me feel like really accomplished. And I just love it, man. I've never really had anything else that I've gotten that into, especially for so long. And so I was like, well, the requirement of sticking with this is that I start taking responsibility for stuff. And so, yeah, I guess I've made all those mistakes, and I had to get over it and be a little bit more responsible if I was going to stay.
Because another thing that I really admire, and it kind of ties in with what you're saying there, is, you know, powerlifting, as you said, is a massive part of your life, but you also have life outside of it.
Yeah.
And you're a big advocate for that. Like, what... And I feel it's just something that people need to learn in the sport. Like, powerlifting is not everything. Powerlifting is not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah. Like, even throughout this whole thing, like, powerlifting will still be there at the end of the day. So my question is, that I forgot halfway through that rant. Like, when did that develop? How did that become about? When did you go, oh, fuck, there's more to life than just lifting?
Well, that was pretty specifically after Pro Roll 6.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I'd herniated 3 discs in my upper back.
Oh, good.
And I did it before the comp, and I didn't squat for the whole 12-week prep. I just leg pressed. And I got to the comp, and I ended up squatting a PB, which was ridiculous. I shouldn't have been able to do it. And then I hurt my back deadlifting, and I was so fucked. And I had to take 8 months off. I couldn't lift a weight, at all. And I was getting, I couldn't move really. It was terrible. And so I was like, well, I need to develop some kind of other thing because I'm such an obsessive person. If I don't find something to put my energy in, I'm going to go mad. And I did. And I got really angry. That's my go-to. It's terrible. But so I started realizing, all right, and it can't just be unproductive. It has to feel like
you're
moving towards something.
Yeah.
Because I love reading, and I could honestly bury myself in books for ages, but I'll wake up out of it one day and be like, I'm a piece of shit. I've done nothing. So I just really got into work at that time, and I learned a lot more. I started doing way more courses and trying to get good at my job because that was and it's not really like there's anything more than powerlifting because I did it because I love powerlifting. But there's more about powerlifting that I like than just the lifting. I actually really, people say this all the time, but I love the people who are in it. And even watching other people achieve what they want to achieve and being a part of it makes me, you guys would get it, makes me maybe more happy than my own stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, this is super freeing because I don't need to be crushing it all the time because that's just not possible.
Yeah, you can't expect to go up and progress every single time you lift.
It just doesn't happen like that.
Nah.
Yeah.
And eventually, some point in time, it's not going to keep going up.
Yeah.
It's going to start going backwards at some point in time.
And then you've got to search for another metric by which to be progressing. So it's well, is it that I can just pain-free squat now? Is that a goal? Or, you've got to find some way to feel enjoyment in it. And I know I'll find that when the time comes for it. But, yeah.
That's a really good point. It's having those little steps. If you have an injury, just fucking, okay, cool. Let's just get you squatting pain-free first goal.
Yeah.
Then let's get a bar on your back, pain-free, second goal.
Yeah.
And then build up back from there.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss that.
I think so. I think a lot of people miss achieving that good technique that they can build on from the beginning. And then they're undoubtedly going to get hurt because the system they're using to train with is not working. And you get really strong the wrong way. And then your injuries are multiplied instead of just a bit of an injury that happened from one bad session. It's well, you've been doing a bad session for 12 months.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to sit here and think, you saying, you were this angry kid and you made all these mistakes. It's just so hard to picture when you're this person sitting in front of us now. You've accomplished fucking phenomenal things in sport. You run a very successful business. You're super happy outside of it. It's just insane to believe that you were once that person.
Man, it's weird to me. And I think I really owe it all to Maddie. Before I met her, I met her around just after Pro Roll 6, I think. And it was a time for me I was really, really in a bad way. And I just thought, at that time, I was lifting's everything to me. If I don't have lifting, I suck. And I honestly, at that time, I was having dreams that I couldn't train. And I was in these dreams, no one in the gym wanted to talk to me. I'd be in there and everyone would just move away. I literally thought I was just no good unless I could do this thing. And then when she said to me, you've got so much more than that you can be about. And you're telling yourself you can't do all these other things, but you actually can. And she really helped me with that. Yeah.
Shout out to Maddie Stenzel.
Yeah, she's the best, man.
I think we know his answer to the last final question then.
Well, we'll see. And your business itself, these things aside, it's just been going
awesome,
unreal,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Coming from humble beginnings, just working within a gym that you're already training into where it's at now.
Yeah, I'm so proud of that. Especially the last, that's what, to me, that's what's really frustrating about this situation. Because I was just figuring out stuff.
Yeah.
I just figured out how to do website stuff.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do it. And now I'm shit. No one's going to see it for 4 months.
Yeah.
So, we were kind of hitting our stride really well. It's really cool. Yeah. And we've got an awesome team now. So you just can't fail with a good team.
Yeah, you have a really, really good bunch. And
you got your bro in there.
Yeah, man. He's the man. Yeah. We actually were interviewing for 2 more people at the time. And they were both perfect. One guy's he was just about to make it to the Commonwealth Games for gymnastics. And he just missed the cut. Oof. And then another guy, he's already a powerlifter and he's qualified massage therapist already. And I was oh, this is great. So yeah, when we get back to working, I'm really hoping we can just kick off kind of where we left off.
Yeah.
And then get everybody in and start moving forward because adding them to the team will be awesome.
It's going to be fucking huge for your business.
Yeah.
Like in the same clinic.
Bigger space,
Yeah,
bro.
we might, yeah, but I don't think so because like I don't want anyone to work like too many hours, and that's always been a thing. Like when I was working on my own, I would do like 60 sessions in a week because I didn't do anything else. But other people have lives, you know, like Tim trains and walks his dog, and Jess has like Daya and she trains too, and people have other stuff going on. I just didn't. Like treating was everything I wanted to do. If I had free time, I would have been there. But that's not like people. You can get really tired and burnt out that way. I just didn't want to do that, especially because Jess would have been there already with her own business before.
Yep.
So I limited the amount of hours everybody can do so that no one gets really crushed.
It's a really fucking good way to look at it.
And then those guys are going to be there for the long
Yeah,
term
hopefully,
now,
man.
right?
Yeah. I'm really glad, like, with this JobKeeper thing, it means, like, we can still work together and do some stuff. We're trying to film some things. At least we've been talking about filming things. We need to actually, like, get in and do it.
Like TikTok, is that what you're doing?
Not TikToks. No.
Can you please create a TikTok?
The Axiom TikTok.
I was really close to doing it the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Fuck.
I have a lot of good ideas, but my execution's never very good.
Isolation has treated you well.
Yeah, man, it has. The other day I did a really big Instagram story series on Henry with him offering diets because we have to chop his kibble in half.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was proud of that. Yeah.
Oh no. He's got to lose a little weight, does he?
Nah, man, we give him these kibbles and they're pretty big, so he chews them and it cleans his teeth. But he just doesn't chew them, so he swallows them and just chokes. So we have to cut them in half, and so we've got to friggin' prep his food out. Like I don't prep my own food, but we cut him up like a week in advance because it takes a while to cut it.
Fuck.
So we just like pour it in his bowl, and I had this photo of Henry with all his like meal prep, saying like, you know, goals don't wait for anybody.
Can we get that? Can we get that photo? Do you
Yeah,
still have that photo?
Yeah.
Jason, can you put that in the video? That'd be
photo.
adorable.
Dog fitness expert. That's the best.
Yeah.
Well, you can do heaps of things for dogs. I just recently found out because I'm not like I like dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just not like this is going to create a lot of hate for me on this. I can tell already. But, like I just don't.
You mean dogs are amazing, the best creature ever?
Yeah, I'm just going to roll with that.
Yeah, go for it. We've had this conversation, didn't go well.
Yeah, no. I won't out myself on the podcast. During this time though, what is like for people? What can they be doing?
All right. In terms of lifting.
In terms of lifting.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I made a joke about it in the post that I made about us closing. Like, every powerlifter ever could work on their, like, thoracic mobility right now. I really feel like that's one of the root causes of shoulder problems and elbow problems that we see in the clinic is, like, thoracic mobility is not there. There's a lot of drills you can do, movement drills that we should be doing as our warm-ups. Basically, do your warm-ups every day. Like the stuff that you would normally do before every session, just do it every day, even twice a day. It's really low impact. You recover instantly, but it will neurologically kind of help you find positions better, achieve positions better, and then you can apply that later. I think that's what we can all do, even if we have access to no equipment, is work on that stuff. And like something that a lot of people don't think about is like flexibility. Like for example, with your bench, if you could get your arch higher, if you could actually work on your extension and get up a lot higher, you don't need to get any stronger and you can maintain the same bench. Like that's something none of us have the time to do normally. Now we do. So there's stuff to be doing. It's hard to be motivated though because it doesn't feel like lifting. It's because it's not lifting, but it is a way that will work for later. You'll thank yourself if you can get stuck into it.
This comes back to what you were saying before, really about just this is the new goal.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been tough. Like I said to you earlier, the first week of this whole thing was pretty hard for me. And then after that, I was like, I got to adapt. Like I got to change I was upset because I couldn't do the sessions I had planned. Like, well, fuck, gyms are closed. You don't have spotters. No one can wrap your knees. And so immediately, like, I fought it at the beginning and I was like, I know I can still do it. And I tried to walk out big weights from a rack and I was like, I just can't do this. And then I changed my mind, started doing, going back to hypertrophy block again. And it's not what I wanted to do. Like I was really ready for a giant squat. And I was like, well, okay, it's not all wasted. It'll be there later. But now it's not the time. You can't fight it. It's a global thing.
Yeah, just set a 10 rep max goal now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a 1 rep max.
I don't know if I want to do that. I'm squatting on my balcony right now. If that thing drops, we're all fucked.
Oh man, I've seen some people on like the balcony of their apartments.
That's me.
On tiles and stuff, deadlifting. I'm like,
Oh no, I won't do that.
Yeah, that's not a thing you should be doing.
I like just RDL and then like super tempo. Like everything's tempo right now.
It depends how long this whole thing lasts for, because I'm thinking about getting one of the combo racks from Scott.
Yeah.
And putting it in one of the rooms at Axiom. So I can go in there and do like squat and bench at least.
Yeah.
And I can probably just rack pull out of the bench, little face saver thing.
Yeah.
So I might do that, but I mean, imagine if I get it and then it's like...
Will it fit in the room?
It will, It will.
Sick.
He's got a tape measure.
I have tape measure courtesy of Johnny. It's 8.06 meters squared. I found out when the 4 meters squared per person rule thing came out.
Oh yeah, you would have been like panic.
Oh man, I was a mess. Yeah.
Is that what the tape measure was for?
Yeah. Yeah, it was terrible. And then it was like 3 days later, they're like, you got to close anyway. I'm like, cool.
That was the shit thing about it. It's like, oh yeah, we're all good. Because we were at that Pro Raw not mock meet, the GPC meet for all the Pro Raw guys. And then that night, it's like, everyone's shut.
Yep.
And that was fucked.
Yeah. To be honest, like that was more of a hit to me than when our business closed, because I knew it was inevitable. Like if you're going to close gyms, you're going to close face-to-face treatment. But when the gym closed, I was like, oh, it's happening. Shit.
Here we go.
Like, if you're going to close a place where people can come and be healthy and train and be around people, then this is really serious. And that kind of woke me up, and I was like, oh man. Like, I mean, we talked about it earlier when I said maybe you should run a comp at Valhalla, because who knows if they're not going to hold Pro Roll.
Yeah.
I think that was like a week before it got announced there was going to be one. Because I had like a weird feeling about it, and I'd been following the numbers like an idiot. And
you're not an idiot,
man, I couldn't sleep. I was an idiot. I was getting so upset about it so early. And then, but when the gym closed, I was like, oh man, this is bad. Yeah. So many people need that place.
Yeah, that was my main concern. Is like the amount of people that would rely on that place, not for like the training healthy aspect, just for the community aspect.
100%.
Just like obviously mental health, and people need people. People need to be around people, and that's what I was mainly worried about. And like obviously we all understand it, and we all fought for the grey areas, and
it's on me.
There was just a fly that landed right on his face.
I gave it warning at the beginning of the podcast. And it's not
It did not listen.
Fucked your warning. He didn't care.
He doesn't know you, Matt Stenzel.
Fucking social distancing.
I forgot what we were saying.
Yeah.
Combo rack would be sick though.
It would be good.
You just lock yourself in there 8 hours a day.
I wouldn't, but I could.
Just comes out super jacked.
Yeah.
As far as like connecting to people, like for me, doing like we've been doing that meat delivery thing to everyone from the like lifting world, that's been awesome. Like even though I'm only seeing everyone for a minute, it's actually fucking awesome.
I was actually deeply saddened and I couldn't see you pick up your meat.
So
pick up my meat last week.
It was actually really nice. Like just seeing people are still like okay, and I feel better. Like that Sundays have been really nice for us.
It's so weird because like obviously you came in, couldn't shake your hand, wanted to hug you.
Yeah.
Still want to hug you, just FYI, but like I'll go cry later.
Add up the hugs you want to give him that many at the end when we're allowed to hug again.
That's a beautiful thing to think about.
It'll be a day long hugs.
Flies on me.
It was. It really was.
It's really keen on you.
It's on your cheek again.
Still?
Yep. It was awesome.
I'm going to kill it.
I do like the beard growth you're having during this isolation time.
Really?
Yeah.
You thinking of doing something with it? Look.
No, definitely not. I can't grow one, man. This is about as good as it gets.
No, keep going.
What if you put another 5 weeks on it?
It goes like down my chest.
From your chest pubes down to your ball throw? Step Brothers.
None of that. No, it just connects to the top of my chest like a normal person.
I want to see it though. Just put in 6 weeks. Let's get
Man,
curious.
it doesn't thicken up like yours.
Oh no.
But it could. You don't know that.
I've tried.
Yeah, but like this, you're more mature now.
Yeah, true.
Am I though?
Yes.
Yep.
Physiologically, I'm 12.
You're the first person to ever say like I've matured mentally, but not physically.
Yeah.
It's so weird though. Like we sit down to this podcast on lifting, and at this current time, do you guys get sick of talking about fucking COVID? But it's just inevitable. Like
there's not much else
There's
to talk about.
nothing else happening.
It's like entirely permeating everything we do.
Can't see anything.
It's just weird. Like it's like, oh, we're going to talk about lifting. We're also going to talk about COVID.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, exactly during this time. And
I mean, I guess one of the things about the whole COVID situation is it's made you realize how much of a first world problem anything to do with lifting ever was for you.
Yeah.
Like now, we're all wishing that we had a fucking crazy volume program to hate.
Yeah.
You know, that we could actually do. We're all kind of wishing we had a sore shoulder from benching too much. Like
I kind of wish I was complaining about work.
Yeah, man.
Just being like, I wish I was so tired from work.
So tired from work.
Yeah. But
it just shows you like how much we took for granted beforehand.
Absolutely.
Like just even like, hey man, I'm coming to the gym. Do you want a coffee? Like,
all that's been taken, and it immediately feels like it'll never be the same again.
but it'll be better.
But I think it will. I feel like there'll be a giant party like after, and
What
it'll be
a
great.
fucking Saturday session that's going to be.
Yeah, everyone's going to want to train at the same time, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I think
Atmosphere will be
exactly.
unreal.
Imagine
the first comp, like when
man.
some comps kick off.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's going to be so cool.
the first
gonna
comp
be
is going to need to be
insane.
run over 4 days because I'll have that many entrants.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out,
and
Matt.
they'll all be doing like 70% of their max.
And they'll be, oh wait, we're really weak.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's
But,
going to be unreal.
I know. I actually
Put me in.
no. Oh wait, you're fine. You've been hoarding gym equipment long before toilet paper.
I'll just do like
Literally.
a 1 RM band pull apart or something.
Yes.
Maximum thoracic windmill.
Just see powerlifting competitions evolve to fucking Zoom,
Yeah.
and they all become like, who can pull apart this band?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have this. Polly was telling me about all the band variations he can do. I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy engineering background, like.
He's worked some angles.
Yeah, like seriously, like fuck all the work he's done for companies in the past. He got this engineering degree just for this moment. Like he is telling me, we had this Zoom chat yesterday talking about his program. He's like, yeah, I'm doing all the variations just with bands from these angles and these hooks. I'm getting this pulley put in. I'm like, wow.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, I'm like, that is some serious dedication.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've figured it all out. And he's doing these. Just imagine Polly, who's 150
Yeah.
kilos right now, on the Zoom, on his phone, trying to mimic all these movements.
That's the best.
And I'm
Man,
like,
that's so like Polly though.
It
He's
is.
always been so quickly adapting. Like he'll get an injury, he'll be like, oh, I can still do this. And he'll have a plan of attack straight away. And it's always dynamic, has to change again and again and again. But he's so positive. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
found
he's
a way
loving
instantly.
isolation.
Yeah.
It suits him.
You know what? In a way, it suits him for where he's at with his training as well. Like he
That's
wasn't
exactly
in a good
what he
space.
said. You know, he's been forced to do all the rehab, all
Yeah.
the prehab. He's started shuffling.
Yeah.
Not jogging, shuffling.
I like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, let's see a video of that.
I actually got him to send a video of some of the stretches. Jason, you'll put these in. Some of the photos like him doing from Paul here.
Dude, we need to give him some roller skates because I don't want that guy's feet leaving the ground ever.
Imagine him
There's
on
too
roller
much
skates.
jarring force. Even walking is risky for him. It's too big.
He's dropped a bit of weight. His head still looks massive. Hence the photo up on Instagram
Yeah.
yesterday. Fuck,
That was a big head.
You
Which
should
one?
measure it.
Both.
He did 63 centimeters. I'm pretty sure.
Was
His
he?
head.
Around his head.
Yeah, Polly's head is
Jesus.
63 centimeters.
He's a big man though. He's huge.
That's a lot of head.
It's where is he? Did you say that's a lot of head?
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
It is a lot of head.
What kind of hat would he wear?
I mean, I'm assuming he'd wear a big. Was he? Well, has Polly been the same? Like, because you obviously would have met Polly before both of us.
Yeah.
Is he exact same as you've been since? you
Physically?
Well, not obviously not physically.
Okay, cool. Because he was a lot less jacked back in the day.
Yeah, he was pretty fat, wasn't he?
He was fat, but he was weak. Like he wasn't strong. I think his total at the time, well, in the gym anyway, was in the 500s
Yeah, right.
when he first walked into PTC Brisbane. Like he'd been away from it for a while, and then he came back to it, and he started really low. And yeah, but I think even then, a lot of his experience was equipped. So,
Yeah, he said that.
yeah, but yeah, he's changed a lot too, man. He's been through heaps with powerlifting, coming back from so many injuries. It's just it forces you to like get better. Yeah,
Outside of lifting.
yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah. Well, that's the point I want to emphasize. Like, yeah, it makes you get better at lifting, but it makes you take a real.
Well, man, anytime you got to take time off, like without if you're gonna come back, you have to maintain your passion about it somehow, and so you have to pivot what you care about. So other people get hurt and they don't pivot, and they're like, oh, I'll just do this until I'm better, and they never come back. They'll be like, oh, I'll just go and party for a bit until my leg's better, and then I'll come back to it. But other people are like, all right, I got to work on 100 things in the meantime. That's the difference, and that's where like 10% of people across these like waves of powerlifting over the years, only 10% stay every time. They're those people who are like, well, there's a moment here where I could quit and try other stuff, or I could work on the things I need to work on.
Man, that's
Yeah.
Polly.
That's for sure, Polly. Yeah.
He does so. And now he toes 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
From
fuck.
Yeah.
5, 6, whatever you said.
Yeah, from 500 kilos. He's put like.
I don't think it was 500. I think it was in
Luke
the 500s.
Polly just got called out by Matt Stenzel.
Okay. I was stronger than him at the time. I remember that. And then he very quickly beat me. Yeah.
All I'm hearing is a 1v1 Stenzel versus Polly in a comp.
In what?
In comp.
respect?
Just see all out, go in.
Band pull
All in.
apart.
Be close.
Who can pull the heaviest band apart?
Yeah. That'll be Polly as well.
It'll be Polly, man. He's been
Yeah.
working on it for 6 years.
Yeah.
As much shit we give Polly so much. I do love you, Luke. I did have another question, then I forgot.
But I want to know, have you got any good stories on Scott from World's Trips?
It was around that. Yeah.
Because he liked to give some on you, obviously.
Actually,
last
I
time.
think all of his stories were on you.
Yeah, around
What
you.
happened with you? How'd you get punched? Why? Why'd you get punched in the gut?
No one knows why.
Oh, like legitimately, no one knows why.
No, I think it was Scott. I don't know. I think he set it up. I don't know how. We went to this place. It was outside of Venice. Went to a campsite. And, man, Italy shuts down when it's like that time of the year, like September or October. It's after summer. Campsites aren't open. So we were driving around a wicked van and there was nowhere to park, nowhere to be. And we found this one place. It was actually outside of Rome. That's right. We parked in this campsite. It was one of the first ones we'd found for a while because we were just parking in fucking car parks and sleeping. And then we got to this place and we were like drinking. And this guy who owned the campsite, because it was really quiet, he was there too. And he was drinking, making us drink, shouting us drinks. And then I went to the bathroom and I came back and he just punched me right in the guts while I was walking back in. And then I never saw him again. And I was like, what happened while I was gone? Scott's like, I don't know. I'm like, you fucking did this.
It's sharp.
He definitely did somehow.
Is it just because you were on that train, just being like, I'm stronger than you?
It wasn't just the train, man. It was any situation we were in. Like maybe even in that bar, be like, I'm definitely the strongest person in this bar right now.
That was your first comp you beat Scott.
Yeah. And then because Scott totaled 760 and I did 762.
Yes.
By 2.5.
I beat him by 2.5. It was narrow, but it was important.
But you beat him.
I beat him. And then, so I'd wake up and I'd be like, man, I feel shit today. I think I could probably only total like 761. And I would do some variation of that every single day, no matter where we were. It was great.
That's
outstanding.
It was great.
What other goss do you have? Like, on Scott? We got to give it back to
Man,
Scott.
I don't have much on Scott. He's a legend.
Yeah, I know, but like, there's got to be a story.
Scott stories. Well, I mean, this is pro Scott, but when we were at Worlds, we were lifting, and GPC Worlds is a bit of it's a weird competition. It's not a Worlds like you'd expect.
It's a shit show.
It's not like the Olympics, which is what I kind of expected was going to be like, there's going to be like the best lifters around the world are going to be here. It wasn't that. Like there was just people who could afford to go, you know? And like the people who I beat to win were people from Australia. Like Gus came second in my junior 100 kilo class. Anyway, we went to go set up for deadlifts and I came out for my first attempt and it was a fucking 25 kilo squat bar they'd set up with the weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my God, they hit my eyeball. This flyer really loves me. And then, so I went out to go set up and Scott's like, don't do it. I'm like, what am I meant to do? And he's like, because no one could hear, no one could like understand what I was saying. And he went and got Lee and like Anita and like just raged. And these guys like who were setting up, they clearly weren't powerlifters or they would have known. They were just like hired hands who could spot and load for the day. And so he like raged and got this whole thing like fixed up so we could actually deadlift with not a squat bar. How ridiculous is that? GPC Worlds.
Where was this? Hungary. That's
Wow.
fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck, lucky you picked up on it.
Yeah, man.
That would have been hell of
Did you do your first attempt?
No, not with the bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you walked out and realized.
Yeah. In fact, maybe it was the guy before me and I was like kind of panicking, like, they're going to make me do that? And yeah.
And you wouldn't have beat Scott?
Probably would have.
Maybe only 1 kilo.
Yeah. 761.25.
That's so savage. Who's one person that you're like, obviously, again, at the top end, you are classed as an elite level powerlifter. Who's one person you along the way have met and like really grateful for? Not like obviously at like I'm talking like, big names, Ed Cohen and stuff like that.
Big names.
Yeah. Who's one person that you look up to and
Someone I've met. Man, I really liked meeting Dan Green.
yeah.
Yeah, because when I met Dan, like Scott and I were the only two people who worked at PTC Brisbane at that time. And he came for, it was Nationals. I think it was maybe even 2013 Nationals down at Melbourne. And we went to Dreamworld together. And Sparkle, Tish, Scott, Dan and me, just me on my own. They were like on a double date and I was there. And I was really grateful that Scott invited me to this thing because it's fucking Dan Green. At the time, like Dan was the man and he still is, but like back then he was literally number one. And but me and Dan were just talking the whole time. Like he didn't want to look at the kangaroos there or like the animals and stuff. That's what Sparkle wanted to do, I think.
Yeah.
But me and Dan were just talking about lifting and it was amazing. And like Dan's so chill. Like you talk to him and he's not really intense. Doesn't get angry about stuff. Like he's just so relaxed all the time. He wraps his own knees. Like, yeah, I think to watch someone to make real someone who I looked up to that much at the time was something I really needed.
Yeah. That's cool. Fucking Dan Green.
Yeah.
What a monster.
Yeah.
He's a rig.
No skinny champions.
Man, he's such a beast.
He's like 125 kilos and cuts to 110s.
Yeah. So I think at the time of Pro Raw, what was it? Pro Raw 5 or 6? Pro 5 was the one where he broke that record. Like went 1,002 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he cut to 110 from like 122 or something. It was like a 2-hour weigh-in at the time. Or 4-hour weigh-in, I think, back then. Yeah, it was intense.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He looked jacked as fuck.
Yeah. Remember that photo when he had his hat backwards and no
Yeah.
shirt? Yeah, that was like when that came out is when I'm talking about. I was like, this guy is huge. And I was like skinny fat back then. I was lifting good weights, but I had no idea about diet or anything.
Yeah.
And meeting him, I was like, oh, this is like, that's a real person. That's cool.
Yeah, he really debunked the myth of fat
you
powerlifters.
can be strong. Yeah.
You don't need to be fat. Yeah.
No.
More muscle on that fucking frame.
Yeah.
Imagine that 130.
Oh, imagine you at 130.
It's so hard.
Gaining weight.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah,
like I would like to formally announce since Gwayne's podcast, I have put on 3 kilos.
Good.
So yeah, but it's just so hard not being able to eat the foods I used to.
Yeah, that must really suck, man.
But oat milk,
It's good.
amazing.
It's pretty high fat,
Oat milk?
isn't it?
No,
thought
super
it
high
was.
carb.
Yeah.
30 grams per 250 mil. That thing's going down.
Yeah. We rotate between like macadamia milk, almond milk. Maddie wants to try oat milk.
You got to get the good brand. I'll send you a photo of it.
Okay, cool.
Don't get the shit. Like I only use the shitty brand for my smoothies because it's got way more carbs.
Yeah.
I think the other one has a bit more fat, but it's way fucking better. It's like what baristas use at cafes.
Yeah.
Get that one. It tastes a lot better.
It's definitely worth it for a few more calories.
100%. A few more carbs.
Yeah.
Every calorie counts.
I got this guy like on my case every day.
Yeah, be bigger. Is there any lifters floating around that are still lifting and stuff that excite you now that are out there happening? Can be local.
Yeah, man.
overseas.
I mean, I'm always obsessed with those big deadlifters. Like Kayla Woolham's just freaked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy's someone who I watch. Also that Jamal guy. What an animal.
Yeah, he pulled 410.
I think it was more than that, man. Oh, wait. So he was going for 440. Yeah. Did he get 440 at that comp? Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and what's crazy about that is it was only a while ago before that he pulled mixed grip and he missed like 390. And then he swapped over to hook grip and just started slamming weights that were way bigger.
There it is, hook grip.
Man, I remember
You
talking to
just
Thomas
gave-
about this and he's like, why don't, like, imagine if that was how much you were losing. I'm like, it is. And he's like, why wouldn't you just change over to hook grip? And I'm like, I tried. I don't know how that guy does it. He's such a fucking animal.
Fuck.
I've done this. So
Hook grip is amazing.
I just remember that story with Kane in your grip.
Oh, with the
Croc rows.
croc rows, yeah.
Oh, did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
I tried croc rows.
I love Kane's. Like, Kane's just the most helpful person.
He's very helpful.
He is, and just like with the most good intentions, sends Matt, I think, after a comp about like, because I think your grip went, I think it was after Pro Raw.
It probably was.
Pro Raw 11, where he dropped that last deadlift.
Yeah.
And Kane sends him this video of like, hey man, like, just reading up on about croc rows and how it's really good for grip. And then Stenzel responded so lovely. Like, thanks man, I really appreciate this. Like, I would give him a try. And like, he's tried.
And I did. Like, I did him again. I added into what I always do thing. Yeah.
It just didn't pan out, did it?
Well, not yet. We'll see.
Not
Sticking
yet.
with Kane.
Hook grip.
He knows what I don't know.
Can the
Hook grip really hurts, man.
yeah.
And not just that. Like, even I tried, I did it, and I still slipped out. Like, it still was cutting my thumb up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this has been a
like-
cool time because not being in saw bullying all the time, my hands are dry as fuck.
Yeah,
So,
that's got to go against you, doesn't it?
no, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
You mean being dry?
No, when you are massaging
Oh, yeah, it
stuff.
sucks. Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Man, my hands are like baby hands all the time. I used
Soft
to
and
I used to
supple.
spray this like 4-day deodorant on my hands before I would train to make it so there would be like no sweat and it would dry out all like the moisturizer that would be in. And that really worked. That was really
Yeah,
good.
right.
It helped.
Why don't you do that now?
I still do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It helped a lot.
There's a tip for all the massage therapists out there.
Yeah, there's not many of us, but if you want to pull big, dry those hands out. I soak them in metho every now and then.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't that hurt?
Nice.
Yeah, it does, but it dries them out.
Yep. Whatever it takes.
And before we ran out of fucking hand sanitizer in this country.
Oh, wait, I just want to give a shout out to Fonzie Abbott.
Yeah.
I had to go pick some up. This actually smells like their fucking gin.
Yeah.
Like, it's just straight alcohol.
So cool.
But anyway, that's a completely different story.
It's cheap too.
It is. That other, because I'm still waiting to pick up the other stuff.
What other stuff?
The link you sent me.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to like,
It's like liters.
yeah, but then you got to like go in at a specific time to pick it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You got to like register through Eventbrite. It's a fucking hassle, but,
Yeah.
and they're expensive.
Yeah, but it's fucking shitloads.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Anyways, we digress.
Yeah, we got a little off topic there.
This happens all
What
the
is
time.
the topic though?
There is no
Just
topic.
you. You're our topic.
You beautiful human.
And this fly
and that
that's...
fly that
Bro,
is
get it
heavily
off me.
attracted to you.
I can't. Like, I just
What's
don't know.
wrong with it? What's wrong with me?
You smell great. You look great.
I don't.
No, you do, though.
I did get a haircut for this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you get your haircut?
There was a barbershop open in Hamilton.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait. Barbershop's still allowed to be open, eh?
yeah,
yeah.
they're on.
Yeah.
Thank fuck. This is getting... Like, I had to cut my own mustache because, like, it was going in my mouth.
That's so gross.
It was fucked. You'd go to eat and then it'd be like food. Oh, super digressed again.
You'll like it when you grow yours out.
It's never happening. Man. There'll be like a little string down here and one here.
Can we
Yeah.
please just see it? Just let it happen. Like, who else is...
I've tried before. It didn't look good. It didn't look good.
You're mature
Get
now.
off my face.
This is great.
Poor little thing. The fly just fucking wants to be on you, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
It's lonely.
Hit it.
Mate, so
These are the 10 questions.
these are the 10
Oh, yeah.
questions.
Oh, wait, no. He hasn't heard these ones.
Yes, he doesn't know.
Okay.
Perfect.
We changed them.
Yeah,
He
the-
changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I changed them. So it's 10 questions.
But this is going to start... Sorry.
And it's the first thing that comes in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think about it. You just got to deliver it.
Oh, dude, I already have things I'm preparing now.
Favorite book?
The Wheel of Time. That's not it. I hate it. I hate my answer. I hate my answer.
Okay, well, what's your real
It's
answer?
The Way of Kings. It's awesome.
By who?
Brandon Sanderson.
Excellent. Now, you're on a plane crash. You survive, and you're going to live on an island with only one other person. Who is that going to be?
Maddie.
Well played. Now, you're going to be hungry on that island.
Mm.
Are you ready to eat a person?
Not Maddie, like people who die on the plane.
Well, Johannes had
Yeah.
that. Yes, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
See? Dogs. Superpower, what would you like to have?
I always wanted to be one of those. Have you ever seen who are those sisters who are Charmed?
Yeah.
You know that dude who could like teleport around and heal people,
Yeah.
like a white lighter?
Yeah.
That. I wanted that.
Sweet. And you secretly watch Charm.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Hey, I watched it too,
It
man.
was another life.
What
Who's
type,
today?
what type of apple are you?
Green one. Granny Smith.
Is the tooth fairy real?
No.
What is your secret talent?
I have to think. My secret talent. I don't have many, dude. I can make my thumb pop in and out.
Whoa.
My wrists do the same thing.
You mean?
My wrists do the same thing.
Don't show me.
Can we see it?
No.
Show you later.
No, please don't show me. Now, the two other questions, because when Johnny created 10 new ones, he only created 8.
Oh, nice.
This is one I'm really actually excited to ask you because I feel like it could spark great debate.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? Superman or Batman?
Superman.
But, no, okay.
People spoken.
Okay. This is not up for debate.
But it is.
The internet settled this.
Yeah, and, sorry, have you not seen The Dark Knight Returns?
That's not how it actually would go.
But you know it could go.
Dude, he's got one weakness, and he knows what it is. So you prevent any kryptonite from being around.
No, he's got two weaknesses. He can't see lead. He can't see through lead.
That's not a weakness.
That
That's
is a
just-
weakness because then you just hide the kryptonite behind lead.
Well, that's very true. But then you would see lead and you'd be like, I'll stay away from that fucking lead.
But how would he know it's lead?
He knows.
Well, he'd be like, can't see through it, so it's lead.
Okay, so what if you make a lead-based arrow with kryptonite in it?
He would see it coming.
Would you though? But how
What's
would
the
you
out-
know it's lead?
'Cause
He's got mad reflexes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Literally, that's how it's
In The Dark Knight Returns, is that the one, what it's called? I can't remember because it sucks so bad.
Is that the one with
Batman vs Superman?
No, not that one. Okay, so I'm talking about the animated one.
Oh, okay.
I got to send you that.
Send me that. In the movie, he was like punching in with his little suit. No.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Like
In the
it's-
movie, it was done really poorly.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, I've got another question to follow up with. This is not part of that one because I know this would be a great debate. Who would win in a fight, Captain America or Iron Man?
Iron Man, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's could just shoot him with a little energy thing and punch through his heart. He's just a human.
Yeah, but who?
Captain America.
No, he's a human jacked up on fucking everything.
Yeah.
He's got a shield.
We
that
all know what that does, and it doesn't protect you from energy blasts.
Yeah, I know, but okay. So again, you're saying the movie's wrong?
Because they got in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sensationalism, man. It's not how it works in the real world.
Yeah. They made it for the movie like that. Yeah.
Oh, we got one no in the background.
Yeah, you get it. Oh, what? You don't get it?
Cap-
Superman's gonna win, and then say Iron Man's gonna win. Doesn't work.
Captain America, man.
Yeah, but Superman. But okay, I understand the dichotomy now. You're saying that Batman is the same as Captain America, is the same as Superman.
Same as Iron Man.
Batman's the same as Iron Man,
Yeah.
and Superman is the same as Captain America.
Well, no. Captain America is clearly not the same as Superman.
Yeah, but is this the comparison we're making here?
Yeah.
And you're challenging me because I said one thing and then the opposite on the other. To say that Superman is the same as Captain America is false. Very false.
Superman would beat him too.
Captain America can just run a little bit faster than most people.
And he's really strong. Sorry, he. Okay, you know that scene in Infinity War when at the very end, or not at the very end, but like it's all of them against Thanos, and then fucking Captain America like grabs Thanos' fist. Like I get fucking hard in that scene. He is not just a little bit stronger than the ordinary man.
Yeah.
But not as strong as Superman.
Yeah, no, he's not as strong as Superman. But I'm just saying, like I feel like I would back Captain America to beat fucking Tony Stark.
How? Play it out. How would it work?
Okay, so he's a better fighter. He's a fighter.
Okay. He's got like AI in his suit that can make him do stuff that he probably couldn't do normally.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like Captain America would find a way. It's who he is.
Dude, no, you're just relying on like this foggy leadership quality that he has. That's just not how it works.
No, he's just the morally just human that I wish I was.
He's in a metal suit made of pure energy. He's going to destroy him.
Sorry, bro.
That's just how it works.
You better get some Iron Man on that arm of yours.
He is there.
Okay, you're
Back.
right then. All good then.
It's like Captain America, Iron Man, Batman, Superman. That's how it works, from weak to strong.
Oh, are you saying Batman would beat Iron Man?
Yeah, because they're the same, but I'm pretty sure that Batman has more money. And he actually can fight, whereas Tony Stark's a bit of a pleb. Sorry.
I don't know if I agree with this continuum. But like, if you're saying Tony Stark's got this AI, why
Yeah.
wouldn't he use it to beat Batman?
I feel like Batman could do that too.
He's probably got a.
Batman, yeah, look, Batman is the world's greatest tactician.
Yeah.
And has been quoted as that, which is why he would beat Superman. Anyways, thank you so much for coming on the podcast
No worries.
today. We really appreciate it. I feel like we should have had this conversation off air.
Probably, yeah.
I didn't
That's
realize
good content.
I just didn't realize he felt that way.
What did we talk about over this period of time?
Everything.
Yes.
Metal detecting.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was the best part.
Bringing it back every third Thursday of the month, 6 p.m.
I'm fucking in.
Wooloowin, Scat Hall.
Are you going to get back into it though?
Man, buying the upgrade of the metal tech that I wanted to get was going to cost me like $1,000. And that's when I told Maddie about it, and she's like, you got to stop now. And so I did. Because it was
What
a lot of
happens?
money, considering I was getting so mosquito bitten every time I went out.
I'll get you some rid.
Dude, I'm so allergic, they don't even care about the rid.
Oh, fuck.
No, I get anemic. Those fuckers suck me dry.
Fuck.
That doesn't actually happen. I just get really itchy.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Sometimes I tell Maddie that, and she's like, you know, everyone gets itchy. Like, I get extra itchy. It's bad.
Oh, fuck.
You are the greatest human ever.
It's been nice to talk to some people. I feel like I had a lot of talking to do.
It's like we just let all our weird out in one episode. Oh, fuck. Hopefully when all this shit dials down and we can actually compete again.
Yeah.
Because you are on track for a very big comp total coming up.
Hopefully.
Oh, well, you were.
We'll get back to it, man. Yeah, everything's only 16 weeks away, really. As long as you don't stop moving, you're 16 weeks away from a good total again, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm taking into it. I've been through this enough times that, well, not pandemics, but breaks from training that I know that you can take a long time off, and as long as you just do a little bit, you stay-ish where you want to be.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Then you just start the next training run.
Yeah. Give yourself enough time and you'll be back.
I've been through a lot of these, not pandemics, but
Just to clarify, Spanish flu was a long time ago.
fuck the shit you said on this podcast. There are so many great
I
one-liners.
have a lot of regrets already.
No,
permanent.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe so we can get you a fucking metal detector.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matty.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But in his eyes, he's like,
Do that.
dude. All right, man. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up there.
Cool.
We will talk to you soon. Oh, wait, was that? Oh, we're going to clap.
Where do we find him?
Oh, where do we find you? Fuck, we suck at that.
Yeah.
I think my Instagram's like Matt_Stenzel now. Yeah.
Sick.
And,
Oh, and Axiom Performance Recovery.
That business
on Instagram.
thing you got.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that.
Oh, man, it's kind of out of my mind and I'm letting it be because there's so much I can't do.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But I love my job. So when you come back,
We'll be there.
shoot me a message. Even now, like a lot of people send me messages like, what can I do right now with the injuries we've been dealing with? So just shoot me a message if you hear it and you're looking for some advice. Happy to help out.
Sick.
Done. All right. We're going to clap on. We all going to clap. 3,
Get that fly.
2, 1.